What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all, as always, for joining me back again with another MLB DFS video. We're gonna go through the high five. So we're gonna talk about two pitchers that I like early look going into this slate for tonight for MLB DFS. And then we're going to talk about three bats that I absolutely love for this slate. All right, I'm not going to keep up too much of y'all's time. Looking to have a big week this week, man. It's Taco Tuesday, so we got to get a big W going here. All right, so first things first, before I get into this high five, greenlightdfs.com is where you can get optimal lineups for DFS. Your boy creates optimal lineups for DFS. As the day goes on, I just kind of work through roster construction, work through matchup data, all that stuff, until finally, before the slate, I come to a conclusion of what the most optimal version is based off of all the data, the roster construction, all that stuff, and then I post that over at greenlightdfs.com. Okay, we've had members win 90,000 in a day. We've had members win 70,000 in a day. We've had many members win 10,000 in a night. Like, it's a very fun way to sports bet if you haven't tried it before. So definitely hit up greenlightdfs.com to lock in for that. MLB DFS too. Before we get into this, there's no such thing as safe in MLB DFS. The best way to create the most optimal version for MLB DFS is going to be taking chances in certain spots, because at the end of the day, Mike Trout could go 0 for 5. Shohei Ohtani could go 0 for 5. Aaron Judge could go 0 for 5. Right? Now, what you want to do in your DFS lineups is make sure that you have players in that lineup that have that upside potential. Okay, upside is more important in MLB DFS because an upside breakout potential player, a player who could hit 2 home runs, can offset a player getting a 0. Right? Like, on most slates, you're gonna have a guy sometimes get a 0 and do absolutely nothing in MLB who was in a great matchup, right? But if you have somebody else who goes crazy and breaks the slate and gets a couple home runs or 3 home runs, something ridiculous, obviously it'll offset that and you'll still be able to have an amazing performance. Remember that everybody is on an even playing field. Everybody's having to play from the same allotment of players. It's just about putting the right ones together to get the most optimal version possible. So with that in mind, let's talk about what we like for pitchers. Now, first pitcher that I absolutely love today is going to be Will Warren. I think that he's probably a lock at home against LA. Great matchup for Warren, and at his price at only 7.5 is fantastic. He's facing the Angels, who strike out 24% of the time versus righties as well. New York's heavily favored to get the W. So at 7.5, again, it opens up a lot of upside potential in some of your bets. You can get some big spend guys, and we're going to talk over some options, but it allows you to really get those slate breaker type upside bats in there, as well as having a guy who's just in a fantastic spot. So I feel like Will Warren will probably be chalky, but for good reason. I mean, he's a great option at 7.5. I mean, I think everybody should have him in their lineups. Now, SP2 is where there comes a little bit of, oh, I don't know, like, it's kind of up in the air, right? You have multiple ways that you could go. You could just spend all the way up and go Robbie Ray, depending on how good you like the value on the slate at bats, right? If some amazing value opens up in the bats, then obviously you'll be able to spend a little bit more up at pitcher, and you can kind of go a little safer route with like a Robbie Ray style guy. I like Woo today at home against Boston with no more Devers. I like that spot, but a spot that sticks out to me, and hear me out, Kramer. I kind of like Dean Kramer in this spot. I get it. It's in Tampa Bay. He's on the road. But Tampa Bay is a pitcher-friendly ballpark, number one. Right? Number two, he's only 6'6", so he opens up a lot of potential throughout the lineup. Kramer has kind of low-key been decent this year. I mean, he rarely gets absolutely blown up. Right? Like, he ended with a 0 against the Athletics. He's had a few games where he got like under 5, right? But he's also had games where he's got 15, 21, 24, 19, 24, 19. Like, he's got some solid DK performances throughout there as well. And at 6'6", we need just like one of those 15 pluses would be amazing. You feel what I'm saying? And depending on what some of these bats are able to do, might even need less than that to be able to take a GPP down. So Kramer is going against a Tampa Bay team that, again, not only is this a pitcher-friendly ballpark, but Tampa Bay strikes out 23% of the time versus right-handed pitching. And Dean Kramer just feels like a guy who he shouldn't get blown up. I get the Vegas total for Tampa Bay is pretty high. Vegas does have a highish total for Tampa Bay. But again, Kramer at 6'6", is just a salary saver pitcher that opens up a lot of upside in the bats. Okay, and if you feel like Kramer can get you that 10 to 15, then he's an amazing option at 6'6". Plain and simple. Okay. Let's move on to the bats. And so far early on, I really like my versions with Kramer as well, getting these two value pitchers in that mid range who I feel comfortable getting me 10 or more. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's some spots at the bats that are amazing. Now, we do have value at bats, right? Let's talk about one of the better values at bats today, and that's Jose Altuve at 4K. I mean, 4K is just ridiculous with him in a righty-lefty matchup against JP Sears. It's stupid. Not only has he mashed Sears at over a 400 batting average just individually in that personal matchup, but Altuve just crushes lefties. We know that. Okay, over a 411 WOBA. Do crushes lefties. He's only 4K. Houston is a solid offense today. I mean, it makes them almost pretty chalky because their prices are stupid compared to what they should be able to do in this matchup. It is a oh, and by the way, this new Oakland stadium, this new stadium they're playing for the Athletics is a hitter-friendly ballpark. It used to be that Oakland was a pitcher-friendly ballpark, but now this little minor league stadium they've been playing in is a hitter-friendly ballpark as well. So you want some offense there. So I really like Houston, man. And there's multiple ways that you can go today. There's multiple different options. But, I mean, Christian Walker is another guy on this Houston offense that I just 3-4. Like 3-4 in this matchup with the righty-lefty against JP Sears is just crazy. Dude's got power. He's got double dong potential. Him and Altuve honestly could. And they're 3-4 and 4K. Like, the prices are just amazing in the matchups that they have. And again, having these pitchers in these level talent of hitters at 3-4 and 4K in their matchups open up a lot in the lineup. And that goes to show you that, look, you can get players like a Shohei Ohtani, who obviously has stolen base potential, double home run upside, huge upside. Him and Aaron Judge are fantastic big upside home run hitters today. And you might be able to get them both if you're getting these two lower pitchers. So I have optimal versions who have Ohtani, Aaron Judge together in the same lineup. You feel what I'm saying? Both of these guys could absolutely break a slate on any given slate, right? So again, there's no such thing as safe. You might be able to find some safe in the pitching, but you're not going to find anything safe in the bats, right? So throughout your lineup, it's about getting those guys who you feel confident can at least get you a certain base, and then you have sprinkled in players that could absolutely break the slate. It is incredibly important that you have those slate breaker upside kind of guys, because when you have that slate like we did on the $90,000 winning night, we had some of our cheaper guys, our mid-range guys, go for solid games and hit home runs, and then we had a couple big guys hit 2 home runs, stolen bases, all types of stuff, and have big days. That's all you need to happen. You feel what I'm saying? And then worst case scenario, they don't have slate breaking days, but they do their normal kind of maybe 1 home run day and have a solid performance overall, and you're still cashing. You're still profiting. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the way we're going today. So far, the optimal way to go in MLB DFS for me this morning has been Will Warren as the lock. SP2 you can play with, but I kind of like value options on today's slate. Kramer kind of feels kind of good to me in a pitcher-friendly Tampa Bay ballpark at 6'6". Christian Walker at 3-4 and Jose Altuve are just too cheap for one of the better offenses when it comes to the value based off their prices as well. And then Shohei Ohtani's my absolute favorite bat today with the lefty-righty matchup against Vasquez. Ohtani, I mean, we know what he possesses. He just got a 34 a few games ago. He's got a 36 May 15th against the Athletics. He's got multiple games this season over 30 DraftKings points, and those are the type of performances that can make up for another player getting a 0 and also can just put you in that upper winning spot. So that's pretty much what we're going to do, man. As the day goes on, Greenlight DFS, we're going to play with different versions, play with roster construction, and just work out the most optimal version possible for DFS tonight, and just continue grinding, baby. Continue grinding, have some big wins before NFL starts, and then just continue doing it for NFL and college football and all that good stuff. So if you haven't tried DFS, DraftKings and FanDuel have their sports books, but they also have their daily fantasy sites as well, where you can do these tournaments and stuff like this. They even have double ups, where you can put your lineup in a double up, and all you got to do is beat 50% of the entrance to double your money. So you've got multiple different ways you can attack this thing, man. And it's super fun, man. Try it one day and we'll just watch those points change as players play. It's different. It's different. It's more exciting. If you love sports betting, this is the way to go. Thank you all for joining me as always. Greenlightdfs.com for the optimal lineups for DFS. Let's get it. I'm out.